Hey everybody, I recently published a video where I talked about how service areas seem to be impacting rankings. This was the very first evidence I had ever seen that making any changes to your service areas would have an impact on your ranking. So I was pretty excited about this, made the video. I just want to recap that situation for you here. It started when Jimmy here had tweeted me about this situation where basically his business's address is set to here. These are the service areas he's tracking rankings in. These are the service areas he wants to rank in. And so with his address hidden, then he ranks pretty well in these areas. As soon as he showed the address on his listing, his rankings dropped drastically. And you can see what happened here. So this is when his address is currently hidden. He showed his address, rankings plummeted. He hid his address again, they came right back up. So this was pretty amazing. It was like, wow, service areas potentially impacting rankings here. And it's pretty funny because at the same time that I published this, Joy had also published this post where she was talking about how service areas do not impact rankings. So people were talking about this on the forum. So Luke Duran, he posted on the local search forum, he was like, hey, Darren says service areas do seem to impact ranking, but Joy says they don't. What's the deal? Well, I actually think I got this one wrong. I think Justin here is on the very right track. He says it really seems to be related to the showing or the hiding of the address, not necessarily the service areas. So he asks, does adding more service areas increase the rankings in those areas? So I really like that concept, but I decided to take a slightly different approach. Because he already had service areas set on his listing, I thought, well, what if we just completely remove those service areas and then we'll see how that might impact his ranking. So as you can see here, this is his listing now. And so his service area used to be much bigger. He had this whole outline selected here, but he removed those service areas from his listing. And now his service area is set to just Saratoga Springs. So he did this on December 20th. And as you can see, removing the service areas from his listing while continuing to keep his address hidden had absolutely no impact on his rankings whatsoever.
But hang on a minute,
because something really interesting has come to light in this case. So it turns out that this listing was originally verified at a completely different address. This red star shows where the Google business profile was originally verified at. And so this business has technically moved. It's a service area business, but now the business is located at the blue star. So when he shows his address on his listing, it's like Google is saying, okay, this is where you're located and this is the radius that you can rank around. When he hides his address, now Google doesn't have an address associated with the listing. So the only address it can use is the address that the listing was originally verified at. Boom, way up here. All right, so I hope that clears up the mystery of the service areas. A very interesting case. And I think the thing that we learned, which is something we already kind of knew, is that if you hide your address on your Google listing, the only address Google can use to rank your business is the address that the business was originally verified at. All right, see you next time.